I could beat George St. Pierre's ass. In a street fight, kill him. I would fucking murder him. Because he'd be trying to stick with the unified rules while I'm biting his fucking dick. Straight up.
Mouthful of dick, son.
Mouthful of cock. Just
Right here, in that area.
And George is like, wait, this wasn't supposed to happen because of the rule set. While I'm gnawing on his cock. Ladies and gentlemen, Jon Nutt, Ben Stark, live from Bangkok. We're here this week, podcast, vlogcast, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm going to start off the intros by just saying Ben Stark. You can hit him up on Twitter at Ben Stark, HH Hebrew Helmo.
What it is, bitches?
Or you can go to his Facebook because he gets down with that. I don't do any type of Twitter, but if you actually want to see what the fuck I say, go to @darefightsports.com. Any of that at Dare Fight Sports. I like to represent Dare Fight Sports from Bangkok because I'm Bangkok born and raised. Like I'm not. Because I'm not. Exactly. With my big old round eyes.
Standard when you're in.
You can become my friend at John A. Nutt. That's Jonathan Adams Nutt, not Jonathan A. Crackhead Nutt. At whatever you want to do. Come fucking find us online, social media. Google me. I'm Googleable.
Real talk.
Googleable.
That's real though.
This is whatever episode it is.
7.
We're here with the Hebrew Hammer, beautiful Ben Stark, Johnny Nutt, and we're cold kicking it. Once again, do this vlogcast style. If you want to turn us off and not look at us, if you want to look at me, I'm a handsome motherfucker. Get it done. Get it done.
For real though.
Here with a couple other heads in the apartment, condo, mansion, duplex,
Is it too
anywhere.
Heads to be doing a reasonable type of podcast?
No, it's fine.
Because you guys are much more sober than on your birthday.
Exactly.
Oh, damn, my birthday.
We've got a couple podcasts that we haven't been able to throw out there because of shirts off. A lot of people are shirts off. We're back here right now at DJ Ick Re Dirty.
Yo, on his birthday was a pants off dance off.
Re Dirty,
I'm just being real with you.
Because you know what happened.
Yeah.
It was a pants off dance off.
People were getting funky.
Now let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
Now
Like
let's
Schwarzenegger.
let's get right into it.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into it.
Yeah. But what we do is we talk about bullshit that has to do, that's the intro, bullshit that has to do with MMA in Asia. MMA Asia is like the grounding father. The second would be expatriate life, living abroad, being that we're both Americans living in Bangkok. And that's what our little bullshit is about. So since there's not so much going on in the world of mixed martial arts this week in Asia, we'll give a little brief rundown.
Well, first and foremost, since we are Bangkok-based, what's more important in Bangkok than the bad boys of Bangkok Dare Fight Sports?
Rebels MMA, baby.
Rebels of MMA. They just dropped their next event date. It looks like it'll be October 12th.
Cool.
Hopefully 2013. I didn't see a year on the flyer, but I'm gonna go with 2013 on that.
That's 113. You know, they do their mathematics a little bit differently. So
Yeah.
technically, since that last underground one, well, Lord knows we've done some underground fights with people that have brass knuckles and
Have you seen
glass on
Lionheart?
their fucking shit. Yeah, exactly. That's how we live. But when is the next one that people are going to actually be able to buy tickets for?
October 12th.
October 12th.
In the
Tickets go on sale
Is there
soon.
anywhere those guys can search that online?
darefightsports.com or
You guys have been covering it, I guess, man.
Yeah, surely.
Head on over to Dare.
Head on
yeah,
over
just
to
give
Dare.
Dare a shout.
And as of now, you guys only know that there's one fighter on the card, which that is Ole or Iron Fist Larson.
Maybe
But that's a
more.
huge deal.
I'd like to see more guys on that card.
Exactly. And
At least like another 13.
And there will be.
So is Ole like made a move to base himself over here, or what? There's a lot of news.
Doesn't he live like just a couple hours away?
His gym is in Ubon Ratchathani. That's Legacy Muay Thai. And there's
Legacy is his gym.
Legacy
Yes.
is his gym.
Will he go?
And Legacy is Ubon Ratchathani and Legacy Boracay, some people say, Boracay, Philippines as well.
So he's like hit a lot.
He's in it, man.
He's in the mix.
I think he's been here for like 15 years.
No shit.
Non-stop.
You know, I've heard his name come up everywhere. But well, dude, yeah, first I heard of Ole, he was up in the 1FC with Edward
Forlong. Have you seen that fight?
Yeah, and to his credit, I mean, Did Ole like gas out?
Dude, I don't care if Ole gassed out, tapped out, did whatever the fuck. That dude has an iron fist and an iron chin. What I like from my fighters is dudes that can get punched as much as they can punch. And if there's one thing that he's
good at,
core proven, my man fought Masato. My man fought Walkout. He fought everybody at the top of the creme de la creme at the K1 max level. Anybody that can, once again, just walk. Did you watch him in the four-long fight? He was getting punched in the face, and he was literally doing the bring it on.
And Foilong's like sidestepping and circling and moving back and shit.
Right.
And Ole just kind of goes.
Yeah.
But still, like, it's
lateral.
Dave that's moving forward.
Lateral movements for girls.
Tell them to like, oh, I'm a cheater, and then.
Oh, the guy who won this after? Oh, sorry, he didn't.
I
Wang.
can't believe I said that. And then
Here's the thing with Lyoto, and we'll get to this later on. But Lyoto, if he finishes you, his style's perfect. But if you're gonna backpedal and then move and then backpedal and throw like flutter kicks, you're gonna have a hard time winning a decision.
Yeah.
Unless the guy couldn't even touch you once. Because in all reality, the first 2 rounds, I'll give Lyoto the first one for that flurry. And then the takedown at the end didn't quite even it, but he was only ahead by a little bit. In the second one, he did so little that takedown at the end did nothing. He lost the round no matter what.
Isn't this happening a lot in the high profile UFC fights? People just
well, in my personal opinion, they do. What are you talking about, Ben?
Oh wait, are you talking about
their skill set?
Are you talking about decisions?
Like, no, not about the decisions. About this eventually ends a decision, but following through with their skill set. You know, those guys can really put it to people, and they get in these.
And instead, they just get real safe.
Yeah, it's almost like they go safe, and then
who's the number one example? Fucking George St. Pierre. He was a killer until the day he stepped into a certain fight camp.
And I've got
MMA.
I've got to big up somebody I don't even know, but man, Tommy Toehold, because I am GSP and I like to lay on people for 25 minutes.
that Simpsons, the Simpsons Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu joke is the best.
I'm gonna lie on my back.
I'm gonna lie on my back. Get in my web of fury. Come.
This is my guard. Get in my guard and meet your doom.
As much as I love Vadun, when he was fighting Overeem.
So check it out. I'm gonna big up like in the Asian MMA scene. This is gonna be weird how we went from GSP to Andy Wang. But I'm gonna go with Andy Wang because he's in our fucking like kind of circle of whatnot, and he was on the Tough Show.
Guys, bring some light to Andy Wang. Like, I know the name.
Yeah.
But do people out there know his name, man?
For the hot minute he was on Ultimate Fighter, yeah. He had 1 or 2 fights in the UFC afterwards.
Short, stocky, burly dude, I remember.
You can put this up here. Man. Video will put it right up there. But Andy Wang, dude, the dude is a fucking warrior.
He's sort of faded out from the American.
Well, he's most famous. No,
for the UFC.
He's most famous for the UFC, and no, go further. He's most famous for crying like a bitch on like whatever show he was. You know, he did the cry.
He did the cry.
Dude, he's my boy. He's my boy. I've been out with him.
Yeah.
But like, he's famous for that YouTube clip where he's BJ Penn's, you know, and he started crying and being like, I want to be a warrior. Fact is though, the dude is a warrior. Everybody that I know that trains with the dude enjoys him.
Prelim fights and some UFC fights.
So check it out. Every one of his fights, he stands and bangs. You know what he does?
Very much killer.
You know what he's not? You know what he's not? He's not a Muay Thai champion. You want to know what he is? A BJJ black belt. Why would you go into a war? Yo, me and Ben. If me and Ben go to war, if me and Ben ever get to fight each other,
right to the double leg.
Do you think Ben is gonna fuck? Come on now, it's like,
let's play patty cake. I want to put you where I know more.
I would imagine you would try and jiu-jitsu his ass while he would try.
Listen, I have no problem.
Everything I would do is to eliminate his takedown, and everything he would do would be go for the takedown.
I would immediately
and that's
go
what
Eddie Bravo
smart, educated fighters do.
There you go.
What they don't do is they don't go in there and go, I'm a BJJ black belt. He's a fucking kickboxer. Let's stand and bang.
Stand and bang with his full.
Stand and bang.
Yeah, and then oh shit.
Now, granted, let's be reality. A lot of BJJ guys don't wrestle or do takedowns often, especially pure BJJ guys. Now, let's get back to Asia. Let's finish up with Dare. Okay, first and foremost, Dare, October 12th, 2013, in Bangkok. One fighter announced. Ole
The Iron Fist.
Larson.
But
Okay?
dude must have a perspective
Right.
opponent.
Oh yeah.
It's possible, but who knows? It has to be once it's dropped by the
Is
guys
anyone,
up there.
stepping up to you know, I want to be the.
There are
You
a
know,
lot
there
of people
have
that
been
are stepping up.
rumors, but we don't know who's gonna be it.
It's all smoke and mirrors these
Right.
days.
That's what we love.
And I'm
You know
not
what I mean?
and I'm not one to
Smoke and mirrors.
speculate or just throw my opinion about things or people out there. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
It's gonna be a great time though.
But when Dare drops it, you'll be the first to know from us, because we're in the city. We might get phone calls. We might know people.
I've heard things.
Nonetheless, there will be 7 fights on the card. Now, they have announced that the other 13 fighters, other than Ole, will be comprised of people from over 10 different countries.
Right.
So who knows? You might see some French savat. You might see some silat. Maybe some of that Turkish oil wrestling.
I know of a Russian that's
Can I
on the
put it
card
out
right
there
now.
that would we see any Thai Lana warriors?
There are some Thai.
There is
There's a
Thai
tie.
Lana
There's a
warriors?
tie.
Oh, we like that.
Yeah.
We were in Thailand. I mean,
Yeah.
as much as all the camps are based here, that one.
There's a
has
dude on the card though.
true
There's a dude on the card. So
Thai fighters.
I'll tell you from secret insider knowledge. There's a certain Russian on the card
Oh.
that I ain't from Russia. So bitch, why
Is
you
he
Russian?
gonna sambos some people's asses? or
Motherfucker
what?
is gangster.
Man, I'm just saying he might have an F in his name. He
Maybe
might
an
have
M.
He might have an O.
Maybe an A. Can I get a
Maybe-
letter A?
Maybe a D.
Whatever you want to go with, really.
You know, there might be an R.
It's turning into a conundrum game.
It really
You know,
is.
so there's some
Smoke and
letters
mirrors.
there's some
That's
letters
what we're all about.
that I just spelt, and they might or might not be in the name of a particular Russian fighter that's going to be at our show.
Right.
So nonetheless, we're going to pass that up. Now, also in Thailand. Now, Thailand MMA wise, in terms of shows, has been on a severe decline for the last few years due to the public but not real
Biggity bang.
banning of MMA. There have been a couple shows in Phuket, a couple amateur shows here and there in Bangkok.
Friday night fight night down in Samui. Big up to
Right.
you guys.
There's-
Age raged.
There's
Big
also now
ups.
an amateur Friday night fight night at the end of every month at Fighting Spirit Gym on Silom. So if you're in there, you can check it out for 100 baht. It's just amateurs from the area just
Are you
throwing
for
down.
real?
See what, yeah,
100
it was
baht?
Friday.
You tell those people how much that is in them dollars.
That's $3.33
Watch
USD.
people beat the crap out of
Well,
themselves.
let's be honest, they're amateurs, and chances are they get stopped a little early.
I'll probably do it.
But
still.
nonetheless, you heard it here. That's on tape.
Cameraman chiming in there.
That's on tape.
Yeah.
The cameraman's going to throw down an amateur MMA event.
For $3.
No. They don't get paid. It's amateur.
Two pad Thai where I'm from.
Yo, two pad Thai, rich man.
That's what-
Nonetheless, so now there's, as it
50
seems,
minutes, by the way.
okay, as it seems, MMA in Thailand's on the pickup, guys.
Yes.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
we got more small pro shows, more amateur shows. Now, there's a new one in the game. If you remember earlier on, we talked about War in the Cage, which is an amateur MMA tournament in Bangkok. The same club that's putting that on has now started a professional event. Now the name is very Thaiish. It's pronounced like Muchzin, something like of this sort.
Right.
It's going to be based out of Pattaya, and will
October
run
5th.
a fully professional card.
In Pattaya, and there's a lot
They're-
of guys
see,
out
they're-
there trying
they're
to prove
recruiting-
themselves.
The thing is, because they're the guys who own War in the Cage, they have a smart idea in that they're offering fights first to their guys who have won in War in the
See,
Cage.
now in
So
Phuket,
they're building
it's-
their own
In
grassroots
Phuket,
unit.
it's a little bit different. You've got this like big pool of
Super gyms.
established.
Yeah.
You know, and to get right up there in the top of the leagues might take a little bit of work.
Oh,
When
it
you
surely
head
will.
out to Pattaya, they bring out the Bangkok champions and they bring out the national champions. Of course they do. It's
What I like about Pattaya,
but there's a lot of the local scene there, and you can really.
well, what I like about the Pattaya scene
if
is
you do well out there.
Pattaya's MMA scene is a lot like the MMA scene in like 1993. You got gyms out there that are like old British, like dudes from the UK that like collected
Rough
money.
housing.
Yeah,
you
just
know,
and then like they're like getting you up again. You know what I mean? And they're not good.
No,
They are
there's a lot
not
there.
good.
There's a lot.
And then there are other dudes that are legit. What I also like about Pattaya is you have so many tatted up monkeys. You have so many of like
People on
the
steroids.
big
You got-
steroided out monsters
Oh my God.
that like you can disagree with me
I've never
as
been.
you have tattoos
Oh.
and whatnot, but
I didn't think about
personally
that.
We don't like to generalize it.
I love
Then
tattooed,
everyone jokes
steroided up
about
freaks.
MMA.
That's who I love. That's what I'm all about. Tattooed up, steroid freak. Let them get as big as they can. Because either way, if he
I'm
wins, I'm super psyched. That's a big tatted up steroid freak with a mohawk that won. Yeah! The inner Jon Nutt WWE screams for that. And if he gets fucking knocked out, how much cooler is that? How much cooler is that? Seeing the big
Mr.
tatted
Tough
up
Guy doesn't have a gas tank.
See, this is like
Get
a win-win
fisted.
situation.
Right in the
Yeah.
bum.
Really,
Yeah.
For any of you guys that are out there that always wonder why we say Muppet, is because Muppets like to get fisted. Just
Right in the
like,
bum.
Yeah, just fucking, you're a Muppet because you like to get skulled. To go on from general banter back into
Real talk.
real talk, this is how we segue things around here. From Muppets and people getting fucking fisted, alright? This is gonna be real weird. We're gonna go from there.
That's weird enough.
Well, because
It can't get any weirder.
this is what's going on in my brain. The reason that I did that was because I watched, with Pattaya, I watched a UK little Vice documentary, which you guys probably enjoy the
man,
Vice.
The Vice
about the UK
documentaries are
thing.
Sick.
Yeah.
Oh, big up Barry.
So Vice documentaries did
And
one on
like-
Ashir, on my man who's fighting in 1FC. He's coming up. That was the transition that I just did.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Shannon one shot. Dare fighter.
I fucking love Shannon.
He beat one shin. He beat one shin on the last. I said one shot. I meant one shin.
Yeah, where's Shannon from? Is he around the
Shannon's Bangkok. Bangkok.
BKK.
He's from BKK. He trains sometimes with Ben and Emac.
What gym?
He runs his own gym called Burn Squad or Burn Shell.
Burn Shell.
Burn Shell. It's the MMA club for Chula University.
Okay, cool. Because I saw him fight before.
Yeah.
I just naturally.
Super
see
nice
him.
guy. He comes to my
Nice
gym like
human
4 times a
being.
week.
And I don't think that he knows that he has like hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube for
He seems like a humble guy.
great
Great guy.
humble human
Super
being.
nice guy.
Yeah, I know a lot of people though.
Dude's a
I'm
gem.
surprised. Dude,
So
So 1FC card is coming up. They announced their Jakarta card. Andrew
dates
Leone.
on that, guys.
Date on it, September. Early
Still
September.
haven't
What
really
is that?
official
I don't know.
early September, something.
It's like September 13th. I'm not exactly positive about it. In my personal opinion, let's go out and say this. I'm not hating on anything that any kind of mixed MMA does, because grow the game is grow the game is grow the game. As far as 1FC cards go, this is a little bit of a letdown for me. Personally, I wanted them to rise like a fucking motherfucking phoenix from, you know what I mean, be Pride's ashes and get all that type of stuff down. Andrew Leone is a man's man. That dude is a fucking
Dude,
animal.
we got 13.
Give me 1 second. 13th, September 13th. So Andrew Leone fighting Kojima, that's cool. But Andrew Leone also was like, let's be real, because I like the human being. That dude is my boy. That
You
dude
know
is a
this
fucking
guy,
great.
right?
Yeah, I love the kid. He's a fucking great guy.
Like,
But everybody should also
Honorable
realize.
fighter or a bit of a thug.
Dude, I think he could be
Honorable.
an honorable human being.
Honorable.
I think that he
Yeah.
could be at the top.
People
I think he could be at the top of the UFC.
That's what people
Straight
want,
up.
man.
I think Andrew Leone is a very, very good fighter. I think there's a lot of good fighters, and once again, fighters need to realize that they need to market themselves. They need to build records. This is a game. This is the fight game. This is the sport. He's fucking awesome. But check it out. So if Andrew Leone was fight number 9 on whatever he was to the main headliner of a major organization,
But he was admittedly a replacement for an injured fighter.
fine.
But they did have enough time that it could have been adjusted to someone with a larger name at the moment. Nothing wrong with Mr. Leone, he's awesome. But
And let's not get
he is a
negative on
newer
that.
name.
It's just, but it's also just the fact that like
chime in here and be a bit of a douche. And what weight class is Leone? I've got it.
135 or 145?
chime in on the fact that no American that I know knows any of the other fighters on the card.
Yeah.
This is the first 1FC card that I think has had that
They really don't know Baca?
I think anyone who followed Shudo or Pancrase
maybe
Yeah.
knows
Anyway.
Goku.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, man,
Nobody
the
knows
US
who
and Japan
Colossus
are
is.
totally-
I'm a huge fan of Colossus. I
would
love
agree with
Vussy.
that. I would
I think
agree.
Vussy's fucking awesome. That dude is, as a Muay Thai fighter, that guy's fucking an animal. But none of my friends, nobody that I know knows who Vussy is, and I'm in the game technically.
No.
Shit, that sounds like a dickhead comment right there, but really,
Mate,
honestly,
that's a real comment.
that's a real comment.
We want to get things out because people.
Now-
like Bashir's fighting on it. Bashir, I'm psyched that Bashir's fighting on it. The whole rest of the card, some of the guys that are on like the 4 through 8 on those card are debut fights.
Mate,
Some of them are debut fights.
And some of them, but
We don't have debut fights at fucking.
some of them deserve props that they've been getting on the underground. you know, like some people really come through on this underground circuit and prove themselves.
And no one knows the underground like their fight sports in Bangkok, Thailand.
And nobody also knows guys that, once again, I'm the king of. I'm gonna pick a fighter because he's the best street fighter from Leeds. Are you with me?
My family's from Leeds.
Are you with me? I will pick a dude because it's like, yo, I heard he's the top wrestler in Mongolia. Ah, Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. Is he from the Ulaanbaatar region of the 313 Detroit, Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia? I'm cool with people being from his O&O backgrounds and being real tough guys. In reality, I actually think for anybody that's out there that wants to fucking throw comments and fuck with me, sure, I could beat George St. Pierre's ass. I'd whip his ass. Whip his ass. In a street fight, kill him. I would fucking murder him.
Because he would beat the aliens.
No, because he'd be trying to stick with the unified rules while I'm biting his fucking dick. Straight up.
Mouthful of dick, son.
Mouthful of cock. Just
right here, in that area.
And he's straight up, and George is like, wait, this wasn't supposed to happen because of the rule set. While I'm gnawing on his cock.
I'm gonna pop it up with my canines.
Straight up.
We've reverted to the vile language that
we've reverted also back to like fighting.
We were just talking about Leone brother number 1. Let's talk about Leone brother number 2. Actually, he's the older, so he's number 1. Anthony Leone just fought in Bellator 97, won another fight, in putting himself one round further in the Bellator tournament versus a Frank Baca. In the first, Baca laced Leone, shook him all sorts of shaky, like a snow globe. But Leone rallied up, came back in the third, and locked him up, put him in the rear naked, and won the match. How it could have been judged, I don't know.
Determination, by the way. I've said it once, I've said it again, thousands of times. The Leone brothers are very good at what they do, and Anthony is another sign. I mean, I'm glad that dude's going on in the finals. It does big things for Phuket Top Team in that camp. They need to be very, very happy about that. Anthony Leone, though, I've really only met a couple people in my life that were like, yo, I decided that I wanted to learn how to play the guitar. So I sat down and I played it for 4 hours every day, and now I can play Simple Man by Leonard Skinner out the wazoo. It's amazing that somebody can obviously just put their focus on that. So if he can do that for the guitar, motherfucking win that tournament.
For sure. Now,
in my opinion,
his alma mater per se, Phuket Top Team, is actually the most prominent thing in Asian MMA news right now. They just, I guess, lured over another English fighter named Ian Enty, who's 7-1. He's from the UK. They got him over. Apparently, he's put out an open call. Any featherweight in Asia. He called out everyone on the ONE FC roster, so he doesn't care who he fights. He says he's mashed them all up. Of his 7 victories, he has an average fight time of 90 seconds.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see how much he wants to fight for, though. On a real note. On a real note. Like, let's see how much he wants to fight for.
Have you guys got tape of this guy?
No, they have some tape in this article, which it sure is easy to get. It's on Fight Sports Asia. I'm sure it'll be in the information. I think there might be another Thai event that would be interested in someone of his character. He seems to have the kind of attitude.
And six-pack and all that.
And the bitches.
He's built like
he actually,
steamboat.
He's quoted in this article as saying, "Entertainment's my game, NT's my name." I think this is the kind of guy that you need in Bangkok, because it kind of it fits. You know, he wants to bring it. He wants to put on a show. Man, Bangkok's the city of shows.
Yep.
It ain't the same kind of as Vegas, but you know what I'm talking about.
Popping.
I think this guy would fit in very well in some of the smaller Asian organizations. I think Outsiders Rings. I think Dare Fight Sports. I think it's called War. It's Japanese. They're like super mobbed up. Like they have like fighters come out and like shoot other fighters with blanks, and it's like part of the show. And there's blood packets. It looks wild. But all these kind of events want to put on a fucking show. I think he could do very well in Asia.
Okay. I'm very good with that.
Also from PTT, Anthony Perosh did a small segment of his camp at PTT 2 weeks about, and Perosh just fought Vinny Magalhaes, knocked him out in 14 13 seconds.
Yep.
And let's be honest, Parosh isn't known for his striking.
No, he isn't.
At all.
You know, whenever I hear his name, I don't want to watch him. He's not.
He's definitely not the most entertaining, but apparently he's stepping his game
That
up.
was awesome, by the way.
Now-
That
Good
was
comment.
fucking wicked, man.
Dead serious about that.
Stepping in from a, fan point of view, that was enjoyable.
It was
Straight up, yeah.
Now, I think we should start. We have a super fan, okay? He bumps all our videos, he talks us up, he posts pictures of him watching us on a 100+ inch TV. So, we'd like to bring him out. Tech Harrington, have a seat on the couch.
Go between us, bro. You're the Oreo.
You
You're the
get
filling.
to be the cream.
You're
I feel like I should
the
have a
cream
wig
in my
on.
coffee.
Mr. Tech here is from England, though he is obviously Thai. He's from England. Being our #1 fan, we are live from Bangkok. We flew him into Bangkok to be live from Bangkok. You can tell that's just legit because he's in board shorts. People that live here don't go out in board shorts.
The way that we can do this is because I'm from the 1%. I was raised very, very well. I have a father who is a lawyer. I went to all the best schools. I went to all the best schools. I know all the people at the top of the level of the upper echelon.
Are you the skull and bones?
thus, I have connections at airports and things like that, and we were able to
Bring in Mr. Tech all the way from London. So this is the real talk. Live from Bangkok doesn't fuck around. If you push our show, if you get us more views, more hits, all that shit, you might just get a trip to Bangkok to chill with your boys.
And just to prove that they haven't picked up some random Thai guy off the street.
Exactly. He just spoke like a
Yeah.
fucking pikey. You know what I mean? It really is.
I have to correct you there, Pikey. Spoke like a norther. True.
Okay, he's
true
fucking
norther.
Geordie. He's
True
fucking.
norther.
Straight from Newcastle, England.
Newcastle.
Home of the brown ale.
Brunel.
Whatever. Brunel. Brunel.
One of my former partners was a Geordie, and that's where I learned the whole Geordie Spaniels
Yeah, all right.
drinking Jack Daniels thing. He's straight up fucking Geordie. He used to bite people in the nose all the time. There's another difference. Anybody who's from fucking Newcastle can pretty much beat George St. Pierre. Straight up. All those dudes will,
Yeah, fucking
will
cunts.
bite the cock off of fucking George St. Pierre. My old
Probably not
partner.
legally, but yeah, they'll be here.
Right, exactly. It might not be legal, but yo.
We're in the motherfucking streets. This is Bangkok,
Anybody that
motherfucker.
thinks those dudes are the toughest moods on the planet, though, there's
Okay.
some dude from Leeds that can bite that cock.
So being that Tech is from the UK, we didn't really get him out here for the Asian MMA thing because he might not really be in the know, being that he obviously lives in England. But there was a UFC this morning, so we brought Mr. Tech out to help us go through the UFC event from this morning. Did you watch it? Are you knowledgeable?
I haven't
Very
watched
blessed.
it yet.
Did you watch the prelims? Anything?
No, but I know
What's
the jokes.
what's your excuse?
I was fucking hungover, mate.
Yeah.
One night in Bangkok and the world is your oyster.
We chimed in on this before. The prelims, man, that Ronnie Yaya dude, that was some sick ass work. Man, he took.
I bet he didn't throw a single punch.
No, man, his stand up was amazing.
Ronnie
It was
Yaya.
so-
No shit.
It was so much better. But I have to give it to you, he won the fight by grappling. And
Of course.
He even admitted it in his post-fight interview. Like, he was tired.
There's a
And
lot
you
of those
could
guys, though. The Ronnie
you could
Yaya.
see it in his whole demeanor. Every round, he did not want to go out there and beat the shit out of this guy. But his skills were so good.
Ronnie Yaya is another one of those cats, though. Like all those dudes that came from. I mean, how did you guys feel about the WEC? I mean, like
I love WC.
Yeah,
Oh, this is-
right.
I know.
So like, there's a bunch of the fighters from there that obviously did get sucked up by the UFC. A lot of them are cool. A lot of the ones that like Doug Marshall though, like some of the guys that went to Bellator are fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the Doug Marshalls of the world. No.
Sorry, you watch
It's not that 99%
Yeah, the echelon.
but like dude, they're the 98s pushing into 99s like
And it's fun.
And it doesn't
That's
matter,
the
but
main
like
thing.
that's the thing about this whole mixed martial arts world, where like, no offense, but if this webcast, we all got into MMA because of UFC. Kudos to the UFC for fucking doing it.
And we
Yeah.
have to
But
credit.
on a monopoly note, entertainment wise, they don't get to have all of the entertainers. I mean, half the entertainers that they have, I don't like.
You watch.
I like how fucking everybody that I've talked to about this UFC today said it, the adjective that I have going around, the way that people describe it, is they say it was the most anticlimactic.
okay, the Korean Zombie threw an overhand. Aldo threw an overhand. So the Korean Zombie hit his on the shoulder, and Aldo's landed on the shoulder joint, which is what popped it out. You could see it. And then Korean Zombie literally put his hand to his chest and went whack and tried to put it back in, and it didn't go. It actually came out more. And Aldo backed him up. It was like the course of like 3 or 4 seconds, and just throws like 3 or 4 kicks, not to his head, to his shoulder.
Right.
Then throws the other side, gets a takedown, and starts swinging. And Korean Zombie didn't once stop doing this. Not even, but he tried to like, he's trying to get his arm in. Now, I think Korean Zombie is awesome. I love the guy. This was not a great idea. You're gonna get your head blasted in, and you're gonna try and stay in the game, which I appreciate it to death. But you are a one-armed man, and now a no-armed man because you're trying to put your one arm back.
But that is the beauty of the entertainment of the sport.
In a way, yes, but he even said, he goes, oh, I saw his arm popped out, so I started kicking him in the arm. It's like, really? That's the guy you are? Like, I didn't take him for that. I took him as humble, respectful, and I know it's in the fight.
This is why, like, I can't say that I have a favorite fighter in the world. I don't think I do. But I would say that if I had to, like, if you made me choose, it's like a Josh Barnett. Because the dude, like, always talks about how he's such a warrior and wants to, like, fight to the death and things like that. Well, yeah. I mean, I think originally, like, the man's man of this whole world, and the reason that I believe MMA can actually create peace on earth, because anybody that's ever been in a fight or gotten punched in the face, it's a humbling experience. Everybody needs to get punched in the face, women included, kids.
Especially women and kids.
Midgets, whatever. All of them need to get fucking boxed in the fucking face.
Not that guy.
And then be like, oh, you know what?
Cool.
You know what? I don't want to fight anymore. I just want to go learn how to do it. Josh Barnett used to fucking talk about it, you know, how he like to fight to the death. Perfect example. You didn't like it. You didn't like him getting kicked repeated times. Yo, man, if they were, you know, we're in the 1820s, those motherfuckers fighting to the death, guess who just died?
That's a whole different story.
There's a Korean Zombie that's dead.
Well, he's a zombie. He'll be back.
Hey-o.
You know, come to think about how anticlimactic you said it was, I can't even remember any of the other fights right now. I don't remember any of the other fights.
And thus, this is the most anticlimactic web podcast thing that will ever.
So we had a guest on who said 6 words.
7.
Do you have anything you want to plug, Tech? So you're a DJ, you got a job or something?
What do you do?
I'm an architect, but nothing interesting really, mate.
He's an architect.
EMAC. Train at EMAC.
Train.
If you live in BKK and you train MMA, check out EMAC.
Yeah. Check out EMAC, guys.
See? Friends help out friends.
Facebook.com/EMAC Thailand. Check them out. So we're gonna wrap this shit up because, like I said, there wasn't a lot of news, and you know, we got the guy in town to show around. Jon Nutt on Facebook, Takayu Harrington on Facebook. Good luck with that.
Too much.
Ben Stark HH on Twitter. Ben Stark BJJ and MMA on Facebook. Check out darefightsports.com. Check out thefightnation.com. Check out MMAinasia.com.
Combat Asia.
Combat Asia. Fight. What was it? Fight something.
Grow
Asia?
the game. Basically, just grow the game and come to Thailand.
Big ups to all the events that are going on here.
Not enough of you guys out there are feeling boobs.
More boobs in your life. Boobs?
When you fight,
Talk about